The Supreme Court has allowed telecom companies to pay adjusted gross revenue charges within a period of 10 years. The bench of Justices Arun, Mishra, S. Abdul, Nazeer and M.R. Shah laid down the time frame within which telecom companies are required to clear their AGR dues in line with the court's October 2019 judgment. The Supreme Court has given 10 years' time for staggered payment of adjusted gross revenue-related dues by telecom giants including Vodafone, Idea, Bharti Airtel and Tata Teleservices. A three-judge bench of Justices Arun Mishra, B.R. Gavai and Krishna Murari in its verdict today said that the telecom firms get 10 years to clear their AGR dues with installments to be paid by February 7th of every succeeding year. The court has warned that telecom companies that any default in payment of their annual installments will accrue interest and non-payment and will also invite contempt of court's proceedings. The court has shown agreement with senior advocate Hari Salve's submission during the hearing that the questions of whether spectrum can be a subject matter of IBC proceedings should be decided by NCLT first. The court has therefore directed NCLT to decide on the issue. The Supreme Court on August 24th had reserved its judgment in the matters regarding durations for staggered payment of adjusted gross revenue related dues by telecom giants. The court had been hearing telecommunications companies undergoing IBC proceedings on the larger questions of whether spectrum can be sold under IBC proceedings and liability of companies towards IGR dues of companies whose spectrums they are sharing. On this aspect, the court held that whether spectrum can be sold or not should be decided by the National Company Law Tribunal at the first instance. These questions had arisen for considerations when the bench was considering the bona fides of the ailing telecom companies as regards payment of their dues vis-a-vis their respective IBC proceedings, while the DOT had argued that the spectrum cannot be sold. While the DOT had argued that the spectrum cannot be sold, the telecom companies had argued that the right to use spectrum purchased through an auction is an asset and this rights or license can be subject to IBC proceedings. The Supreme Court on July 20 had reserved its order on the timeline of the staggered payment AGR related dues by telecom giants including Vodafone Idea, Bharti Airtel and Tata Teleservices. The court had heard parties on liability and time frame for making the payment and noted that while hearing the matter, attempts were made to wiggle out of the liability like asking for reassessment and recalculations. The court before today had not decided the reasonable period for staggered payments of AGR dues, while the government had proposed 20 years. Telecoms like Airtel and Vodafone had asked for at least 15 years. Airtel's AGR demand was Rs 43,989 crores, out of which it paid Rs 18,004 crores. And for the Idea has paid Rs 7,854 crores out of its total AGR demand of Rs 58,254 crores. Bureau Report.